I think I was 9 or maybe 10 when it happened. What I know for sure is that I got an American Girl doll when it happened, when I learned how to pray. My aunt and uncle got me the doll and my brother a little doctor playset as a reward. But somewhere in the mechanics, I lost prayer's soul. No. Hold your feet closer. Keep your back straight. That's not long enough. That's not how you do that. The prayer police were very concerned with my posturing, but they didn't recognize that my heart didn't bow with my body. That I passed many nights of broken child pain. That I pleaded with God with fists clenched. I pleaded that the all-beneficent, most merciful wouldn't continue to allow a hot-headed father to hit his daughter. And among the toy shelves that lifted up my Barbie dolls, I wondered, where do my Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahims go? Years later, after a disintegrating romantic relationship, I realized I was doomed if I didn't deal with my resentment towards my father. And I again began to pray with fists clenched, this time a woman. And I struggled to pray. It was embarrassing. A Muslim girl who early on had memorized surah after surah stumbled. Prayer was the one thing I thought I would never lose. Surahs and supplications were like the lines traversing my palms. I thought I knew prayer better than the back of my hand. I prayed he would confront his own demons. I prayed he would apologize. I struggled to remember the words. I struggled to remember the sequence. And humbled by this loss, I held onto a piece of paper, printed from a website, and prayed for a resolution from within. And then my hands opened. I decided to pray for the strength to forgive. I decided it was time for me to stop complaining about how I was taught, about what they didn't teach us, and connect. So I decided to talk to God. And then I prayed for the strength to forgive. God, I just want to connect. It was the moment that the consumptive fury of my obsessive mind witnessed a calm. And it was the moment that I felt the words beyond memorization. I just wanted to talk to God. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, all praise due to God, the beneficent, the most merciful, Lord of the worlds. Thee do we worship, and thine aid do we seek. Show us the straight path. They say when you go to God with requests, God is too generous to let you leave empty-handed. I still struggle every day, every sequential motion, but فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. Prayer was always inside my hands. I just had to open them. Last Eid, I decided to ask my father to pray with us. I have no memory of ever seeing him pray. So after I gathered up the family, I immediately asked, Dad, do you want to pray with us? He declined, and somehow I knew he would, but I thought, I follow his own advice. If you don't ask, you don't get. And if I didn't ask, I wouldn't have the chance to make it a possibility. But before we began, I heard him from downstairs in front of the TV ask, "Are you praying yet?" So I took this as a meek acceptance, and I boldly asked again, do you want to pray with us? We'll wait for you. Please, Dad? And he got up from in front of the TV in his Larry King Live interview, and he joined us. And then I thought his initial hesitation lied in the fact that he, like me, had forgotten how to pray. How embarrassing for a 60-year-old father of Muslim children to have forgotten something he was taught as a child. So when he came, I asked, can you lead us? And we'll be praying Maghrib, it's 3 rakats. And trying to, take away any focus on the fact that his hesitation lied and the fact that he forgot, I demonstrated each movement. When you stand up in Qiyam, recite Fatiha, another surah, say Allahu Akbar, go into Ruku. And then he led us. And the first time I ever remember seeing my father pray. It turns out that 20 years later, prayer saved my relationship with my father. It was always inside my hands.